Hey, I'm DaleDuo.
And I'm Mr. DaleDuo.
And welcome to the DaleDuo XP, where we share about our relationship and life experience.
And teach you how to gain more life XP. Welcome, and sorry we're late.
Sorry we're late, guys. Welcome into the DaleDuo XP. I'm DaleDuo.
I'm not.
He's Mr. DaleDuo. Sorry we are a week late getting this podcast out. I just have had a very busy week, couple weeks, and it's only going to get busier. So,
we're going to talk about some
We're going to be talking about some really good stuff. Ooh, and I cannot wait till we get into the holidays. And we'll be talking about what our family does.
Holidays, traditions.
Our traditions.
How on earth
How do you
battle where to go and when.
Blending two families.
Mixing, yeah.
Super fun. So make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But yeah, we're super pumped to be here. We had a really fun weekend. Tell them what we did this weekend.
We went and played child games.
We were kids.
We were little kids. So we saw an ad for this thing that was coming to Dallas, right?
Yep.
Called the Minecraft Experience. Okay, we mostly play Rocket League, but we dabble in a little blocky games.
In the blocks.
In the blocks. And so we're like, okay, that looks kind of interesting. What is it? So it said it was like, Save the Villagers was like the theme. And you go in and you have your own little Minecraft block that glows and changes colors.
Pretty cool.
And you can harvest stuff, you can fight. There's life-size pigs and golems and bees and all that stuff from the game. And you go around, it's like an hour-long little deal to save the villagers. And that's what we did. So we went, and it was a bunch of little, 6-year-olds.
Tiny children.
And they had no idea what they were doing. But we were just looking around like, whoa, look how cool this is.
Yeah, it was fun. I will say the little cube, holding it and it would light up and it would vibrate whenever you shook it. Whenever you would fight the enemies and stuff. That was really satisfying.
It was cool. We started in a jungle. We were harvesting trees, killing spiders, taking pictures with pigs, and then you go through a snow biome, collecting snowballs.
Yeah, it was really cool. Oh yeah, we threw snowballs.
We went in the Ender.
That was fun. We threw the balls at the Yeah, that was super fun. So anyway, and then at the end it was pouring rain. And we got drenched.
Well, not yet. At the end it was fine, but then there's this home store next to it.
We went to the home store.
And she's like, "Oh, I want some Christmas stuff.
I wanted to see the Christmas."
So we went in there to look at Christmas, didn't find what we were looking for, and we're standing in there and we just hear, "Whoa." And we're like, "That's rain." So we kind of hung out. We were like, maybe it'll die down. Well, it didn't. And so we decided, okay, we got to go home. We go to the door, and it is sideways.
It is literally sideways.
And we're like, what do we do? I said, okay, I'll just run, and I'll get the car and bring it up, and then you jump in, which is what I did. I'm telling you, I was parked up front. So I just sprinted over there, got in the car, and there was none of me that was dry. I was soaked.
And then we could barely see to get home.
Yeah, we were going real slow.
We were driving
watching
so
the lines.
slow that we made it home. And then I watched Forrest Gump for the first time.
Yep.
We've had a great weekend, but we're really excited because next weekend, 1 week from today, Gilbert's little sister is getting married.
My little sister, she was 13 when we started dating.
I met her at 13.
Now she's 22. Yeah, 22 and getting married, which is crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy how time flies. And so anyway, we're so excited. I'm the matron of honor. And so I'm really excited. And Gilbert has a bunch of different roles.
I got a bunch of random jobs. I'm seating the Dale family. And then I'm doing a prayer before we eat at the reception. And then I got to go get the car to pick them up when they leave the reception.
Yeah.
So I'm just they're just throwing me in wherever they need somebody for something, which is great. That's what I'm there for.
Yeah, and it'll be sweet to walk your mom down the aisle and your grandparents, and it'll be super duper sweet. And so anyway, in light of that, and we're really excited and been planning and looking forward to that, we wanted to reminisce on our wedding.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, you do. Our wedding. So if you are looking to get married or thinking about maybe what you want to do when you get married, it's not ever a bad time especially ladies, think about what you want to do. You want to do something big, you want to do something small. I think now people are really leaning more towards small, like intimate
because
weddings.
after COVID, the prices went nuts.
It's true.
Because
weddings are expensive.
No one was getting married during COVID, and then when inflation happened and all that, everything went up, and so when people started setting up weddings again, they were just price gouging. Like, prices are stupid now. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. The average price or the average amount spent on a wedding in Texas is $27,000.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that.
That's insane.
That's a whole car.
That's one of the lower states.
Wow.
It's absurd.
Wow.
It's absurd. So we just wanted to talk about what we did for our wedding, some of the little details and the things we enjoy, things we could have done different. Maybe you can get some ideas from it. We can give you some tips and tricks and thoughts.
Another thing to consider is, so it's been 5 years since we have gotten married, and I was 20 and he was 21. So we were quite young, but really we did have like the most dream wedding. It was big.
But it was simple.
It was very simple.
Very normal, very simple.
I would say it still was compared to what people do now.
Maybe.
Ours was a pretty big occasion.
Well, we had a ton of people because her dad's a pastor, so we had all these church people.
The whole church came. It was great. One of the most meaningful things to me after Gilbert and I got engaged is I said I want to get married in my home church where I grew up.
And where your parents got married.
Exactly. So my dad pastored this church for 29 years, and it's where my mom and dad got married. It's where I was baptized. It's
where we started dating and leading worship.
We led worship there. I found Jesus there. And so it was a meaningful place for me. And then my sister, another thing that's kind of crazy is my sister and her husband got married 2 months before us.
Yeah. I think that was intentional.
It was kind of crazy. My poor parents, but we did it, and both weddings were fantastic.
Yeah. Very different, but very good.
Yes. Basically, I was like, okay, I have to have this venue, right? My church, and I wanted my dad to marry us. So my dad married us, and it was super special and perfect.
It was in June, which in Texas is hot.
Hotter than a hoochie coochie.
Oh, and we had an afternoon. Was it early afternoon?
Early afternoon.
So it was hot. We should have not done the hot time, but it was beautiful still.
Everything was inside, but it was
except
the pictures.
After the ceremony, we were both like, she's sweating off her makeup. I'm getting my suit wet, like we were soaked.
I wish we had done our wedding photos inside. Because I sweat off my makeup.
Or
I'm not going to lie. I was sweating so hard, my bra almost came off.
Which would have been fine with me. Or we should have just planned it a little earlier or a little later.
Or done the photos before.
A good time of year.
Yeah, it just...
So think about the time of year.
Think about what time of year you want to have your
wedding. For example, the one that my sister's having in a week is in November, which in Texas is perfect.
Perfect weather.
70s. It's going to be great.
And her venue is kind of indoor-outdoor, so that's
like an outdoor chapel. Kind of
that's going to be very important because, it could be really miserable, if it was super cold or super hot. But I think it'll be perfect.
It'll be nice,
and I can't wait. And then tell them about your pop praying.
Yeah. Well, originally I had wanted my grandfather. He's a retired preacher. I had wanted him to officiate, but he's up there in age and he struggles to get around a little bit, and so we realized, it just it'd be too much to ask him to do that. And so instead, I asked him to lead a prayer for everybody there before the ceremony, and he did. And it was great. It was excellent. We're always big. In fact, everyone in our family has been really big on including family. I mean, we had my grandfather prayed to start. Her dad married us. Her brother-in-law and her piano accompanist. Is that right?
Yeah.
They played... Can't Help Falling in Love with You, or whatever the title is.
I can't help falling in love with
So Spencer, her brother-in-law, played it on the saxophone, Oh my! It was the best I've ever heard, and I hate that we don't have a recording.
We don't have a recording of it.
So anyway, they played while she came down the aisle, which was immaculate. My dad was my best man, and my dad sang and played piano for our first dance.
Yeah.
It was just, we had family everywhere that we could put them. I mean, my sister was one of your bridesmaids.
She was.
Your sister was your matron of honor. Yep. Mm-hmm. So we stuck family everywhere we could. It was just huge. Oh, we did the mother's candle lighting.
Yes.
Ceremony, which was sweet. They enjoyed that.
Yeah. So. I think that was the best thing that we did. One of the very best things that we did with our wedding is every part of it was meaningful.
Yep.
And included our family.
I didn't want to include anything that was just going to eat time and not. I didn't want any stuffy, like, necessities. If we were going to include something in the wedding, it needed to mean something to us. And other than that, as quick as possible. I wanted it short, And we did. That's exactly what we did. And I would say that probably helped us establish incredible relationship between our families to start.
Yeah. Both of our families were heavily involved in the ceremony equally. They had equal, value, and they were honored. We honored both of our mothers. The
dads got to be heavily involved.
The dads had very special roles.
Our siblings, everybody was
and
there.
I think that's very important when you're thinking about planning a wedding is how can you honor both sides of the family? Oftentimes the bride kind of takes over and just does everything that she wants to do, as she should, because as a girl, it is different. You daydream about this day that you're going to get to marry the love of your life. Mm-hmm. But for it to be meaningful and to include both families, you've got to work together as a team when you're planning it.
Yeah, and contrary to what society pushes out, your wedding day is not all about her. It's not a day for the wife. That's not what it is. It's a day of celebration. Both families are rejoicing because you're unifying something that wasn't connected before. A new family is starting. And so that's what we wanted it to be. It wasn't all about me. It wasn't all about her. We got to include all the things we loved and what we wanted, but we really wanted it to be a celebration for our families. Mm-hmm. Something everybody could enjoy and feel appreciated in. And I think it was.
In marriage, ceremonies are super important. I think even in your spiritual life, you think about, Jesus's first miracle that he ever performed was at a wedding when he turned water into wine. And so think about, it's just super special. And so you want to make it as special as possible. That doesn't mean you have to empty your bank account.
No.
It doesn't take money to make it special.
And that doesn't mean you have to do everything that your family wants you to do.
True.
There were things that both sides of our families wanted to be at our wedding that we said, no, not happening. We don't want to do that. Or let's do this instead, But more on the fun side, though, our colors were like a deep russet red, like a wine red, and a light gray. And we just loved that combination. I had light gray suits with the dark tie. The ladies wore the dark red dresses. It was just, and all the flowers matched. There were those colors as well. Just beautiful.
I used to work at a flower shop whenever I was 16, and actually the florist that I worked for did all the flowers for my wedding.
Yeah.
And they were outstanding. We had this beautiful arch, and it was covered in flowers.
The matching flowers, yeah.
And it was just absolutely beautiful. Another one of the most meaningful parts of our ceremony was my violin teacher actually played the violin.
Yep.
He played Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus. And he played it for what was it during the candle lighting.
Yeah.
It was during the candle lighting.
He's up there in age too. I don't think he plays anymore.
No, he doesn't. And the reason is because he had a stroke.
Yeah.
Like 9 months prior to our wedding. It was a miracle that he was able to play.
And was like, I don't care. I am doing it. I'm learning this. Like I'm working on it.
I wanted him to do it because him playing that song specifically, he would play that song at our church all the time. Yeah. That's what really made me want to play the violin, and what really made me fall in love with the art of music. And so it was super meaningful to me. And he had been teaching me violin since I was 8 years old.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
And he no longer plays violin or teaches anymore, but he is the best. And it wasn't the most amazing, when he played. I did have some of my musical friends come up to me afterwards like, what was up with the violin player? Like, what was that? And I had to explain the meaning behind it.
Yeah.
And that's another thing to think about. What you choose to do at your wedding might be meaningful to you. And the rest of the people, they might not understand it.
May not get it, yeah.
And that's okay. It's okay. Choose things that are most meaningful to you and your partner more than what everybody else wants you to do. And I think that's a super important thing.
But we had, even our cake was the same cake lady that had been making your birthday
cake
my
gosh.
Your whole life. She made our wedding cake, and it was incredible. We still have the top of our wedding cake.
Oh my gosh, we still haven't eaten.
5 years later, it's frozen in your grandmother's freezer.
Oh my gosh, next episode we need to bring that out.
I don't know. I don't think we're supposed to eat that.
5 years later, you think it's got freezer burn?
Yeah. We shouldn't eat that.
And then the reception was super fun because we had a live band at our reception. And they did live country.
We didn't get to hear them a lot because we took too long taking pictures. By the time we came in, they played like one song and then packed up. And we're like, oh no.
Yeah, that's another thing I regret. Take the photos before the ceremony. All of them.
Except that we would have seen.
We should have done a first look, in my opinion.
Oh.
I think we should have done a first look.
So we could have gotten the pictures out of the way.
So we could have gotten the pictures out of the way and all that, and it would have been fine.
Yeah.
And I'm not superstitious or anything. I don't care.
It was special when Spencer hit that chorus and you came walking in and was like, she's cute.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever forget your face when I came out walking down the aisle. You were like you kind of like, and I think it was subtle where only I would know as, your
Well, I was trying to keep it.
You were like.
It was, yeah.
And then you had this big smile.
I hadn't seen the dress, her hair, anything. I hadn't seen any piece of it,
Ooh, we should tell them the most important thing.
The dress?
My dress. So as we've told you guys before, we were engaged for 2 years. Right after we got engaged, I knew we were going to have a long engagement. I bought my wedding dress.
Not intentionally. You just had someone.
I was not planning to do that. Not planning. Guess how much it cost? Tell them.
$250.
$250. Literally.
And it was gorgeous.
I had this long train. It was strapless with this heart-shaped.
It was very modest, but elegant.
It had kind of
form-fitting.
A blush color that would fade into this cream white. And it had little
beautiful
pearls all over it, lace at the bottom.
Don't go spend no $10,000 on a wedding dress.
No.
That you're going to wear once and then stick in the attic.
And so the way I found this dress is somebody reached out to my dad from the church, as it happens when you live in a small town and everybody knows everybody. Said, I saw that your daughter got engaged. I have this wedding dress. We're trying to get rid of it. We got it in Florida at, I don't know, some bougie wedding place. And I think it'll fit your daughter. And my dad was like, Christina, just go try it on. Just humor her.
Yeah, you were like, absolutely
I was like,
not.
No.
I want to go do the thing in the dress shop with all the,
Yeah, I wanted to go with my girlfriends and try on a bunch of different dresses and figure it out. So just me and my mom, we went, and I was like, I don't want to do this. This is so dumb. I'm not going to like this dress. It's a hand-me-down, whatever. I put the dress on. It fit like a glove, and I just broke down in tears because it was perfect. It fit perfect. It was everything I wanted, and more. The train really was what sold it for me, and the veil, and it was absolutely perfect. And so we bought it, $250, and it sat in the closet for 2 years. And you know what? It still fit 2 years later.
Yeah.
We just had to get it taken up in the chesticles. Because I am lacking in that department.
Yeah, the ceremony was great. The reception was good, except there was too many people I didn't know, so I was shaking hands the entire time. If I could change something, it would be that. I would put a limit on invites.
See, I wouldn't change that.
Well, you knew everyone. I didn't.
I knew everybody.
Yeah, but it's not just your day.
I know. But all your people were there too.
I didn't want to play meet and greet. I wanted to hang out with my family and enjoy it, then get out of there. Go do better things. We had a great little small cheaps honeymoon.
Yeah.
Because we had very little time and no money. And so my parents helped us get a little honeymoon. I think it was 3 nights, 4 days in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. We got a cabin up there and we got to go hang out in the mountains. It was beautiful. See some shows and stuff down in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, walk around, shop. It was so fun.
It was super just.
It wasn't long enough.
It was not long enough. It was just super romantic, especially in the mountains. You just look out the window and these clouds would just form. Like in front of your eyes, these clouds are just forming. And it was super nice. We'll have to go back.
We ate good.
We ate so good food. We had so much good food.
We found good coffee at the Flapjacks. Breakfast. Oh, it was so good. Yeah, we can't wait to go back. But we only had a short time because 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks after we got married, I shipped off to advance camp for the Army in Fort Knox, Kentucky. And there I was like, okay, you got to also imagine, I didn't look like this 5 years ago. I was about 50, 60 pounds lighter. I was a scrawny little twig guy, buzz cut, clean shaven, Army kid, and I was out in the field just disgusting training. And I showed my squad. She was sending me letters while I was training about like, I tried this pie. I made this pie and it's so good. Can't wait for you to try it. And it would have a picture of the pie because we weren't allowed to have phones and stuff.
Yeah.
She sent me a picture of her in her wedding gown. And when I got it, I was literally sitting around in the dirt out in the field training with my platoon. And I opened it and I was like, hey, y'all, check this out. This is my wife. And nobody would believe me. They're like, why would you have your friend send you a Google picture of a bride? I was like, no, this is my wife. She took this photo before the wedding and stuff. Mm-hmm. No one believed me. I said, okay, just wait till graduation. She'll be here. You'll see her. Of course, when graduation came, no one cares. They're seeing their own family and they're getting out.
The heck out of there.
Yeah. So it was kind of crazy because I was so young and I looked like crap out there. I literally lost weight while I was training. Yeah. So, and just dirty, didn't shower. And they're like, no, you're lying. That's not your wife.
Yeah.
But it was.
It was the most perfect wedding. I think there are some things I'd want to do different now. But the number one thing is I'm just so glad we were able to have a ceremony because we got married in 2019 and then COVID hit in 2020.
Like 6-7 months later, COVID happened and no one could get married. A lot of my
friends, they couldn't even have a ceremony. They couldn't even, they had a very small, like just immediate family. They didn't
in the yard.
Yeah, like in their backyard, or they just hit a courthouse and they still haven't done a ceremony, and so I feel extremely fortunate that the Lord was watching out for us because we weren't supposed to get married till after we graduated college.
That was what our parents wanted.
That's what the plan was.
That's what the plan was until I found a way to make it work.
Yeah, we both
and really we moved it up,
hunkered down and got really good jobs and said, okay, I think we can get married a year before we graduate. So the summer between our junior and senior year of college. And thank God that we did that.
Yeah, it was a great wedding. We had a good time, had all the family there. It was, we loved the colors. We loved the including people. It was really good. Reception was great.
So when you look back, what was your favorite part? What was your favorite part of the ceremony, the reception, all of it?
Probably that night. Is that allowed?
Yes.
Oh, we did get to drive off in your dad's classic Mercury, though. That was cool.
My dad has a 69 Mercury.
Yeah.
And
big old boat car with a huge engine.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, but my favorite part, it's hard to say. Probably having Spencer play.
Yeah.
Like, that music was just perfect. Like, it was incredible. It sounded so... I could have sat in him.
It was outstanding.
Yeah. Like, that was the perfect choice for when you were coming in. That was probably my favorite part, I think.
My favorite part, I think, was seeing your face when I walked down the aisle.
Yeah.
That was really special. And then when I turned around to get my bouquet back from my sister, seeing all 5 of my bridesmaids were just bawling. Every single one of them.
What you didn't see was, you know how the groom goes in and then all the groomsmen come get in line. For some reason, we didn't plan this. Nobody said anything. Every one of my groomsmen, including my dad, walked up to me and gave me a handshake.
Yep.
Like, or some sort of cool like handshake before they got in their spot. We didn't plan that. Like, it just happened. It was hilarious. It was fun.
I've heard of other people doing something like that, but they give you a marble.
Yeah.
Every time. Kind of like a graduation prank.
Yeah.
Or they give you a note or.
Yeah, no, it was neat.
The trend I'm seeing nowadays is the bridesmaids give like a sexy Polaroid to the groom.
Oh, I have seen, yes.
I think that's a funny idea.
I like the idea of the book as a gift, later, but not in the ceremony.
Like when you're in the middle of everything and you're like,
that would be like, oh, what do I do? Like, that would throw me off.
Like, where do you put it? I guess your pocket?
Jacket? I don't know.
Woo.
I don't know. I couldn't do that.
Some people are more bold than we might be.
Yeah, not my favorite. But the book thing, like if you do a gift in the form of a book, I get that. That would be neat. But
I guess I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, so we love weddings. We're excited for Gilbert's little sister's wedding next week. Hopefully, we'll be posting some pictures. And maybe we'll post some pictures of our wedding and reminisce. You can check that out on my Instagram, Dale.Duo.
Yep, they're on there. It was a lot of fun.
So let us end with a question, as we do. This question is coming to you from our very own Rachel. Shout out Rachel, a.k.a. Quackettes. What is your perfect date?
You have to go first because I don't know the answer. I used to have an answer.
It's not right or wrong. We don't have to have the same exact.
But I don't know it yet. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Okay, well then you go. I have to think of mine.
Okay. I'll say the perfect date is something we've been doing lately, and we've talked about it on this podcast a little bit. We will go shopping at different Japanese/anime stores.
Yep.
And we'll take a day and we'll go to like a Japanese market, the 99-cent store, the Daiso, the Miniso, any like anime pop culture store, Barnes and Noble, eating ramen. I want to go
eating
Japanese ramen.
Yeah.
And then coming home and watching anime together or a movie or something, eating more good food, and then just hanging out. I'd say that's probably the perfect date for me. What about you?
I mean, that works for me.
You're not big. You're not big into dates.
I don't. It's hard for me to like the perfect date.
Like being with me right now, is that a date?
Yeah.
To you? Yeah. I think to Gilbert.
I like free stuff. I like it.
He doesn't like to spend money.
And spending time together.
But
it used to be like, Mexican restaurant, and then when it got dark, I liked driving the truck out in the pasture and looking at the stars.
Yeah, we used to do that.
We did that a couple times.
I haven't done that in a long time because we don't have anywhere land. To go.
But yeah, we used to, or we'd fish even, but we'd just drive the truck out in the middle of the field, and lay in the back and watch the stars.
Yeah.
Now I like going to a movie or.
Oh yeah.
Playing fun games like the Minecraft thing we did, or just whatever random on the spot. Go eat somewhere good.
But I think you like any of it. I think you just like being together.
Yeah.
Period.
As long as it's not overly expensive, then I get anxious.
So yeah, he's pretty easygoing. It stems from him not being emotional. Probably.
Yeah, very physical though. So
the date does have to include sex at the end.
Ends well, then I don't care what
for
we do.
him.
If the end of the date,
if he gets lucky at the end, it's his favorite date.
If the end of the date goes well, we can do whatever you want.
And that's just being honest.
That's just being a man.
And I like it.
I got a lot of testosterone.
I like it too. Don't get me wrong.
No, it's a good one though. Let us know what your favorite date.
Yeah, what's y'all's favorite date?
What do y'all? Yeah, especially you, Rachel.
Rachel and Kevin. What do you guys do?
Y'all tell us what.
They build Legos.
That's fun. I've always wanted to do that, but Legos are so expensive.
They're so daggum expensive.
But it would be cool to get like a Star Wars set or something and just spend an afternoon
watching a movie, putting it together.
and messing with Legos.
I would love that.
That would be. We should try it.
Donate to the Lego Fund.
Santa Claus, we want Legos for Christmas.
Santa, can you hear? Anyways, guys, submit your questions in the Discord, Twitter, Instagram, DMs, all the things. Thank you for watching, and
we'll try not to be late, but it is the holidays coming up, so we'll see.
We're gonna warn you right now, our life is getting absolutely
every weekend
insane. The next couple weeks, I'm not even gonna be able to stream as much as I usually do. DaleDuo is taking a huge hit for the holiday season, but I want you guys to know I'm not going anywhere.
Yep.
I love you.
We're sticking with it.
We love you. We're still gonna continue our podcast, probably more so in the new year than we are right now.
Even if we got to get a phone and just record 15 minutes, we'll get something.
Honestly, if you see this set change, don't be fazed by it. But yeah, we love you guys. Have a great week. See you in stream. Bye.